Hello. I I sometimes, when I think about abusers, especially after being abused, I sometimes think, well, when I hear the something related to, well, the abuser's gonna get what he deserves eventually, and I get kind of like discouraged because, well, but it's gonna take so much time for that to happen. It's gonna take so much time for me to see justice, and maybe by the time it happens, I won't even care anymore. And that's a thing that makes me sad about this whole situation, or uh, repetition of victimization. But I've been that story about the abuser who hit girls. I've heard some updates about that story, and I didn't really, well, I just got that information, said, well, okay, that's nice that he's going through this, that's nice that he's getting some retribution for his bad acts, but I never really thought about it, what really happened to him, and I never compared what happened to this guy with what happened in the day that he was punished until today. And I thought about this an hour ago, to be exact, and uh, I said, well, that's fantastic. Maybe we are not so abandoned. Maybe the payback will come indeed in this world. Maybe I don't have to be so desperate, so not desperate, I mean in despair about seeing justice being served. I'm gonna tell you what happened, and maybe you're gonna be amazed too, more than I am. Not, not amazed, but uh, maybe it's gonna help. Uh, Here's the thing: the guy, he went to see. In my last video, I said the guy got inside the courtroom and he was arrested right there. And here's the thing: he went there in a courtroom to talk with the judge, and his father had paid the for a lawyer to be his defendant, to defend this guy. Well, why not say his name? His name is Wagner, okay? And to defend Wagner, the abuser, you know, and his father paid the guy, made arrangements with a lawyer, and then Wagner, you know, appears before the judge, and the judge happened to be a woman. So we have a guy who likes to hit women being judged by another woman. I said, okay. The lawyer that his father, the lawyer that his father hired to defend him never showed up. So Wagner was right there appearing before the judge without a lawyer, only with his family. Or, okay, no one to represent him, and the judge was a female. Okay, you can add that I don't know if they call the person who accuses is the prosecutor. I'm not sure. Alright. Guess the sex of the prosecutor. Yeah, another woman. So, an abuser of women got judged and accused by women. And I just thought about it. I said, well, life is a trip, isn't it? For victims who want some sort of uh, justice. And now this abuser of women is there all alone before the judge, who is a woman being accused by another woman. And his wife is not even there. She didn't appear to see the show, the show. And then the judge said to him, well, you are a very dangerous person, and if you stay out in society, there is a good chance that you're gonna cause harm to society. So you are not going to leave this place. And he was arrested. The women inside that courtroom in the roles of judge and prosecutor, the accuser, they ate this guy alive, Wagner, this abuser. Isn't that ironic? Yesterday this guy was abusing women, controlling women, forbidding one of his girlfriends to even look at other guys' faces, hitting them, causing pain. And the other day he's being accused and judged by two women and sent to penitentiary. I don't know if jail and penitentiary are the same internationally, but I think it's not the same here too in Brazil. Okay. Penitentiary is a more serious thing. Once you get in, it's not easy to get out of there. So he went straight to penitentiary. And they are trying, well, his father lost money with the lawyer who basically conned them, got the money and disappeared with the money. Okay, so Wagner, he was practically abandoned and abused by a dishonest lawyer. So his father is now working with another lawyer, paying the money that he doesn't have, paying a lot of money to try to get Wagner out of this penitentiary, out of this thing, and they've been through now two three courtroom appearances, and so far he didn't get out of jail. And every appearance happens in I guess in 60 days between them, something like this. And it's not, until now the guy is still there. And I heard news, I heard his saying, oh, now from now on I'm gonna be a very different person, I'm going to change. You know, what can you trust this guy who has some kind of, he was diagnosed bipolar, his father told me, but clearly there's more there. Okay, a guy who breaks things at home. If he goes to trips, if when he went to trips to the beach with the family, he broke the door of the house. He would create a scene and fight with everyone, ruin the trip. He fights all the time. Okay, he's got more than bipolar things. He's got some personality disorder. And now he says, oh, I'm going to be a different person from now on. And he's in the same cell with more than 10 guys now. And he says, no, not he says, he's being mistreated. He's been receiving a lot of mistreatment from his inmates. That's the news I got. And he has to see his family through the glass, and his family has to go through the whole humiliation of making the exam. You know, female officers examine Wagner's mother's body parts to see if she's not carrying a cell phone or drugs inside her vagina, okay? So, and Wagner has also a sister, Valeria, and if she wants to see him, she has to go to the same procedure every time. And imagine the humiliation of the family, the whole family, but mostly his mother. You know, Valeria is his sister, she's suffering because of this, but his mother is also suffering, you know, the whole humiliation and the pain of seeing her boy, no, her son in jail. You know, even though he's not a good person, he's still her son, I guess. You cannot change it. And she's now in a very horrible state. You know, she just wants to sleep, and she's very in a depressed mood. You know, Wagner's mother. She doesn't want to go out. You know, this is it's very natural. You know, being in a legal situation is a loss. You know, the body, it feels an emotional injury, and so it's very natural that she has to save her energy. And you know, most of the people don't know that their body is trying to save energy to recover, but that's what it is. You know, it is a loss, and every loss there is the same reactions. The body reacts in the same way as a psychological injury. And because of this guy's abusive ways, the whole family is suffering. You know, Sidney, his father, is spending a lot of money. He's very explosive. He's in bad humor, you know. Because of the stress of seeing his son in jail, he rages at he rages at his wife many times, and the whole family is stressed. But there's more to the story. You know, Wagner's wife, which was the girl who brought him to the legal situation, here's what she did. I got the news. Before the whole imprisonment, Wagner's imprisonment happened, she used to be very exploitative of Wagner's mother and family. Her name is Kathy something. And Kathy used to eat in in her in this guy's in Wagner's house. You know, the person who cooked obviously was Wagner's mom. She used to eat. Wagner's mother would even wash her clothes. You know, her intimate clothes. And she used to help Kathy with her son. You know, remember I told you about the 4-year-old son? To the son which is her grandson. And while, well, in the same, during the same period where her, I guess it's mother-in-law, you call it? Her? Yeah. In the same period that her clothes were being washed by her mother-in-law, that her her son was spending time in his grandmother's house. You know, it's very hard to take care of children, especially if you work too. At the same time, she was plotting this whole thing already. She was already plotting, you know. She knew that this guy was going to be arrested for being abusive against her. And she kept exploiting the whole family nevertheless. And she's a fighter too. You know, when they get into fights, I got the information that she fights. She's not a poor victim of an abusive man. She would also fight with him. And I guess she finally, you know, she got tired and she plotted. You know, and their relationship, from the information I got, their relationship is toxic. And we don't know if, you know, I don't know if she also has a personality disorder, but their relationship is very dramatic, very full of fights. And Valeria said, well, I'm very angry at this woman. I could beat her to the death, you know. And she doesn't even want to know about Wagner anymore. But Wagner, my brother, he says he wants to resume the relationship with her. And Valeria said that he doesn't know yet that she plotted his arrest. And she had been plotting it behind their back for a long time before it happened. He doesn't know yet. Nobody told him. And I was paying attention to this thing, you know, this abuser who used to abuse women and children and everybody around, his father, his son, his wife, his mother. He found that his wife, she could also become an abuser herself, a traitor, you know. She plotted to get him arrested, so you have one woman against this guy. And then she appeared before a judge who was another woman, who said he was a danger to society, and then he was eaten alive also by a prosecutor, which was female. And to make things worse for him, his lawyer didn't appear in the day of the courtroom appearance. And isn't this very like he's receiving the problems that he caused to others? He's receiving the same hurt that he caused to other girls, he received from other girls, from other women. And I said, well, you can call it poetic justice, some call it karma. He not only received some kind of justice, but the irony is that you can see that it looks like as if the girls that he abused came back to haunt him in the present. The girls that he abused in the past. He was mean to women. He received meanness from women who were in a more powerful position than he was now. He was in a powerful position in the past because he was a man and a macho man, mistreated a lot of women, and now he was powerless in front of women again. And those things made me think life is a trip, but not only that, it is a trip for us victims who feel a despair for not getting justice, for being emotionally, psychologically abused, and we don't even have proof. We don't have the strength to take this person to the legal arena. We don't have the energy because we are hurt, or we don't have the money, or we spoke against this person, but everybody neglected us, failed us, refused to hear. And I found this amazing, not only because he received some form of justice or punishment, he's suffering the consequences of his choices, but the manner in which he's receiving the consequences for his choices. And that makes me believe, well, maybe there is some truth in the thinking that, well, what you do here on this earth, you're gonna receive, maybe in the same manner. I hope this helps, and thanks for your time.